Present the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
No time to call Jersey Central? Join the conversation online and be a part of WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It's 8:08. Welcome to hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Good to have you with me here this morning. We'll do our contest in just a bit. Chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to Von Thun Farms in South Brunswick. Your first chance to win this week is coming up sometime between now and 8:30. Also going to have some more special in-studio guests who will join me a little bit later on this hour. An event that is going on involving St. Peter's University Hospital. We'll have some special in-studio guests here with us to talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Very busy day for me for Saturday. Of course, I was with you at the Health and Wealth Forum in the morning, and I attended an event in Spring Lake that night. In between, I had a chance to support one of our great partners in Glitzy.com, who are involved with a group in North Jersey that is called the Center for Hope and Safety. And they just do amazing work in helping out families and women and children in Bergen County, in that particular part of the state, to deal with domestic violence. It's a pretty serious thing. And joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline with some information about the Center for Hope and Safety, I want to welcome in the Director of Development for the group, Gene Kirch, who was with us here on WCTC this morning. Gene, good morning. It's Bert Barron. It was great to meet you and great to speak with you on Saturday, and thank you for making yourself available this morning.
Oh, good morning, and thank you very much for helping us raise awareness about domestic violence.
Some eye-opening things when we had a brief conversation at that beautiful, beautiful park in Bergen County on Saturday, which was great. My first time there, and what a great venue to host this 5K that you did on Saturday. Just some very eye-opening information about the state of domestic violence in New Jersey, and I could not believe what I was hearing from you, but this is a larger problem than people, I think, will admit to.
Yes. Again, Center for Hope and Safety, which was formerly Shelter Our Sisters, we only support Bergen County. But there are organizations like ours, totally different names, in every single county in New Jersey. And that's because there is so much domestic violence in New Jersey. Domestic violence, we don't have any parent organizations. We're not like a large one where money is being funded down to us. Each of the organizations in each of the counties has to raise their own money. But all the executive directors got together years ago and formed a coalition, and they meet monthly, sharing ideas and so forth. And also, as a result of that, if we don't have room in our shelter, or somebody goes to another county and it's not safe for them to stay in that county, we all help each other out in taking in people, because our main criteria is we want people to be safe.
Yeah, and now I'm going to have some guests coming up in the next half hour, Gene. We're going to be talking about the opioid problem that continues to grow here in New Jersey, and much like opioid addiction and what we're dealing with that, when the topic of domestic violence, sometimes people fall in that misconception of, well, that's where there's poverty, and that's, if you live in a rich part of New Jersey, that doesn't exist. Gene, there is a reason why there are groups like yours in all 21 counties of our state. It knows no boundaries. It has nothing to do with education level, how wealthy you are, how poor you are. This is something that is prevalent all up and down our state.
It's all over. And I always call it a silent disease because nobody will talk about it. I mean, you'll go to, out to dinner with friends, you'll be with friends, and you'll say, oh, did you hear so-and-so had a heart attack, or so-and-so, has cancer? And those are all very sad things. But you don't talk about, oh, did you know so-and-so is being abused? And a lot of times it is going on behind closed doors. The woman, and it's typically women who are being abused, they don't even realize they're in an abusive situation until it gets to the physical stage. That's when they realize things are out of hand. And the very sad thing about that is that's the 4th stage of abuse. And statistics have now proven that once it gets to be physical, the person will be killed eventually.
Wow.
And that's what we say to people. You have to get involved. If you don't say something to somebody, if you suspect somebody is being abused, you need to step up and say something, because you don't know what stage it's at. And if you don't step up and intervene, that person could die as a result of it. And that's exactly what happened with a woman who worked for the Record newspaper. She was in an abusive situation, physical abuse, and her coworkers called our hotline and said, look, we realize it now. We understand what's going on. What do we do? And we were coaching them. And they went back and talked to her, and she said, well, I have to think about this. And unfortunately, she was murdered a week later.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you'll hear about something. There was another story in South Jersey where a woman was killed in her own driveway by,
Yep.
I don't know if it was a former boyfriend or an ex-husband or whatever, but it's enough's enough already. And what I really took away from the event on Saturday, Gene, is that there's hope. And as long as people stand together and have a voice, we will make the message loud and clear that domestic violence will never, ever be tolerated in our state. It is never okay. It is never part of the deal. You know what? As long as there's groups like yours and great people like you and the wonderful people that I had a chance to talk with on Saturday, you might think that maybe you can hold one person down, but you'll never stop all of us, Gene. That's the important message that I think we need to get across, that this just absolutely, absolutely will never be tolerated here.
No, and again, I explained to you, we now know that children who grow up in abusive situations grow up to be abusive. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And what we're seeing right now is a rise in teen dating violence, or we call it tween, 13 to 29. And what they're doing is they're emulating what they see going on in their home. And we know that's the only way we're going to stop this cycle of violence. The ones who are at the adult age and everything, yes, we're going to heal them, take them in, make them safe, have them recover, rebuild their lives. But what we have to do now, what's been very important to us this past year, is we need to get out to all the schools and to the students as well as the parents and make them aware about this teen dating violence so they can see the signs, because what's happening in the teen dating violence, it's leading to suicides.
Wow.
So, again, the cycle has been there. We've been, unfortunately, in business for 41 years. As I always say, we like to go out of business. But we now know it's creeping down into the younger ages, and we know why. Again, because a lot of these children grow up to be abusive. That's all they've learned, and we need to stop it. And the more people we make aware about domestic violence and that it affects everybody, every age, because it also goes into elder abuse, and has no discrimination with race, religion, ethnicity, and as you said, socioeconomic level. You have to be aware of the signs of abuse. And if people go to our website, which is hopeandsafetynj.org, on our website are signs of abuse. I totally recommend everybody just reading that, because I guarantee there's somebody but you don't even know that they're in an abusive situation, and you could be helping them out.
Man, and every organization has their own sort of emergency hotline number that you're encouraged, of course, to call. What's the Bergen County number, Gene, since I have you?
Well, again, there is a national hotline.
Okay.
We have our own hotline that anybody can call, and again, we don't ask any questions. The only thing we ask of the people is, what town are you from? And we just do that to keep our statistics, because, again, people can't believe that, there's domestic violence in Bergen County. So we just, allows us to tell other people, it exists in every town.
Yeah.
But they can call our hotline, which is 201-944 9600. It's 100% confidential. And that doesn't mean you're going to come. You might think you're in an abusive situation, or you might know somebody, or you think somebody's in an abusive situation. Our counselors will talk to you. And sometimes it takes a woman a number of phone calls to our hotline, and then they'll realize, I am in an abusive situation, and then they will seek our help out.
Yeah.
But we're there to answer your questions. We're there to obviously make sure you're safe. That's one of the first questions we ask when they call. Are you safe right now?
Yeah. Are you in any immediate danger? That's probably
Right.
the first question, right?
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Of course. Gene, there are so many things in my lifetime I would love to see eradicated. And after speaking with you on Saturday, this went right to the top of my list, because this is something that 100% needs to go away in New Jersey and around our country. And if we started it here and got rid of this once and for all, that would be spectacular. But you know what? It starts with groups like yours, Gene, who make it possible.
And I'm just going to add one other thing.
Sure.
So many people don't realize domestic violence is the number 3 killer of women. Heart disease is number 1, breast cancer is number 2, and the third is domestic violence.
Well,
and it's the number one cause of homelessness for
man.
women.
Well, let's see. Heart disease and cancer, well, if that happens, it happens. But this is 100% preventable.
Absolutely.
That's the big difference. That's
Yep.
the big difference. Gene Kirch, Director of Developments for Center for Hope and Safety. It was great meeting with you. Keep up the amazing work. I want to thank our friends at glitzy.com who were a partner of yours. They were exhibiting at the event as well, and I know that they've been doing some really good programs with you as well. So for all hands on deck and everybody that's working so hard against this, I thank you. And, Gene, it was great to speak with you this morning, all right?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And, again, the website is the website to visit is hopeandsafetynj.org.